Good afternoon. I'm Kyle Bragg, and I'm president of SEIU 32BJ, and I'm incredibly honored and proud to close out today's program. Today, we shine a light on the most urgent issue facing this generation, our climate crisis. And at 32BJ SEIU, the challenge of climate change has always been present in our work. We represent 175,000 essential workers who maintain, clean, and provide security service in commercial, residential, academic, governmental buildings, airports, and other facilities across the East Coast. Just as our members have been on the front lines in the fight against COVID-19, our members are on the front lines of the fight against climate change, which demands reducing the carbon emissions from buildings, being the largest share of carbon emissions is in the cities like New York. So even as COVID continues to prey on the most vulnerable and disrupt our way of life, we know this pandemic is just a preview of the catastrophe that's waiting for us unless we cut emissions. Unless our recovery from COVID-19 puts sustainability, climate resiliency, and economic justice front and center, we will only exchange one crisis for another. The panel discussion made it evident that we have the expertise for a fair transition away from polluting fuels and toward renewable energy. And we can mobilize to ensure that transition creates good paying jobs every step of the way. The green economy is the economy of the future. And we need to make sure that future is bold and inclusive and sustainable. We need big investments in upgrading and modernizing our country's infrastructure. And investment in workers must be part of our agenda, both in terms of training our workers, as I heard Liz articulate, and creating good union jobs that raise job standards for all workers. Our union has been at the forefront of training in the building sector for janitors, commercial buildings, and workers in residential buildings. SEIU has partnered with the U.S. Green Building Council to develop the Green Janitor Education Program that trains janitors in every efficiency practices, water conservation, and even green cleaning and recycling. And this program is helping to significantly reduce energy costs. Programs like this can be replicated in every sector of our economy. Meanwhile, our green residential training programs through the Thomas Shortman Fund, which is a labor management partnership between local 32BJ and the real estate industry, have given 32BJ members the skills to improve the performance for multifamily residential buildings. The courses covered everything from performing basic upgrades that can improve energy efficiency to analyzing a building's systems and identifying projects that can produce larger savings. As new technology like heat pumps become more available and buildings are more fully powered by electricity, it will be essential that our members have the skills to operate and maintain these systems. These will be crucial in achieving large emission reductions from the sector, and working people will be at the forefront of these efforts. So again, as crucial investments are made in upgrading our buildings, there must be an investment in expanding workers' skills. And this has to go hand in hand with strong wage and benefit standards. That's why President Biden's Build Back Better plan is so very important. It would move our country forward by creating millions of good union jobs with a sweeping set of investments in care and climate infrastructure. My friends, colleagues, my partners, this is our moment to rebuild a powerful labor movement that fights for climate justice, fights for good jobs for all workers, and embraces the principles of racial and social justice. If we're going to lead that fight and win, it is absolutely urgent for us to join together in a united effort for a renewable future, which means those of us here need to be the sounding alarm, taking a stand, and leading conversations and actions to bring that renewable future with labor at the center of it. That's why today's conference is so very important. I get thrilled when I hear folks like Randy Weingarten, Becky Pringle, Chris Shelton, and Eric Dean from the labor side strategizing about ways to ensure good green jobs in partnership with our communities, in conservation and academic allies. Or to see my friend, President Vinny Alvarez from New York City Central Labor Council lead a conversation on winning labor standards, an absolutely vital priority for workers, and particularly for our Black and brown communities. And to hear about all the advancements and progress in the offshore wind sector, just proves that a clean energy future and good paying jobs rooted in United States-based manufacturing industries are one and the same, and that we don't have to sacrifice one for the other, that we can definitely have both. And that's why the work of the Climate Jobs New York and the Climate Jobs National Resource Center is making such an impact. The Climate Jobs National Resource Center is supporting coalitions in growing numbers of states that we're seeing unions lead the way to a worker-centered energy transition that creates good jobs in Black, Latinx, and frontline communities. It is a bold and beautiful work that makes a difference. I urge everyone to get involved and treat this moment we're in as a clarion call for action. Each generation is defined by what kind of world we create for the next one. And everyone knows that the stakes are too high for us to fail in this time, this moment, and this place. Whether a union member, a parent, a teacher, or an activist, we all have a role to play in bringing forth a more equitable society and a more livable planet. We must all stay in this fight together. And I thank you for your time. I thank you for inviting me and allowing me to close this out. God bless you all. Thank you.